Flight 243 is north, ready for boarding. Please, no smoking beyond the exit.
There's the call. The life of a musician. Airports. It might be Barcelona, Spain, or it might be Paris or London, Orly. But here it is, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Jay McShann. I met a man by the name of Aaron Bell, a bassist you know well. And once upon a time back in Muskogee, you were listening to your sister because she was playing piano and she was studying with Aaron's mother, I believe.
That is true. Yes.
Were you were beginning to compose and ad-lib and improvise at those times?
Well, you know, I'll tell you what was happening. I didn't know what I was doing, and I was just doing it, you know. And my sister was taking lessons from Aaron's mother, and Aaron's mother was, she was a marvelous musician. Could sing, plays beautiful, you know, and everything. And I used to listen to some of the things that my sister would do, you know, in her lessons. And then, but on the other hand, I would always go into this other bag of my own, you know what I mean? And then I started teaching my sister some of those things, and the folks came in and heard me teaching her, and she started playing some of those things. Boy, they gave me the devil, and they didn't allow me to play the piano after that.
Because you were freely improvising on those ideas that your sister was learning?
Well, yes, I would, you know, just listen at it, and, you know, you hear a person practice so much, and I would know her lessons better than she did, you know, but the folks didn't go for that thing. You know, they were religious, and they figured everything's got to be, you know, you can't play in this house unless you play church songs.
Well, some of that influence, of course, is always evident in your playing, I'm sure. But I'm thinking of, you know, all of the compositions that you have evolved over the years. Somewhere beyond 60 and closer to 100, I'm sure.
Yes.
How about the elusive melody that Duke Ellington always used to refer to as the thing that he would chase across continents? Does it bedevil you the same way, the melody, the theme that you might be thinking of in terms of a composition?
Well, it's got to, because, you know, certain things get in your mind, and they are there, and you can't drive them out. So if you can't drive them out, in other words, you might as well join it. So now, come on, let's get together and get this thing together and get it over with.
Is there any sort of creative formula that you had to keep those juices going when it comes to compositions? Or are they themes and ideas that just spontaneously happen?
Well, some happen spontaneously, and then some, it's something that's on your mind, you know. And those things is the things that you just got to stop and take time out and say, well, I'm going to do it, and you do it. And then you feel good after you did it, you know, because, see, well, I finally got that thing out. I don't have to think about that no more, you know. But these spontaneous things, they just come up, you know, like some things like My Child, you know, which I did on the record for, I believe it was Capitol. Now, that was spontaneous, you know. And I was thinking about at the time of how I couldn't get through to my kids, you know. And so I just said, well, my child.
Well, I've listened to it, and it's bright dialogue that could be played in every classroom or by some parent frustrated.
That's right. It's a frustration thing, you know. It's the whole thing all the way through. It shows frustration and so forth, you know.
On a note not concerning composing so much, in the age-old days of the battles of the bands, your group came to New York in the Savoy Ballroom, and you were on stand opposite Lucky Millinder, as I recall Stanley Dance reporting. And having met Lucky, I know that he can be quite a leader and quite a director. But as I recall, Jay McShann and his group almost destroyed in that battle of the bands one Lucky Millinder that night. Is that true?
Well, that is true. But you're back to the fact that Lucky was definitely one of the greatest showmen. He was a great showman, one of the greatest in the world. But nevertheless, I think that See, we wasn't trying to do any showmanship that night. All we wanted to do was sit there and get in the groove and blow, because we had some blowing cats with us, you know, like Charlie Parker, Jimmy Forrest, Freddie Culliver, Bob Maybane, and Bernard Anderson, and Walter Brown was singing the blues then, baby. And Al Hillbley, he was singing the sweet stuff. You know, we call it, ballad sweet stuff then, you know. And so it was right funny, you know, the guys in the band kept telling me, they says, Hootie, when are you going to get in the books, you know, because they really wanted to stretch out. I told them, I said, no, hold tight. We'll just kind of coast along. We played a few stocks and a few little things. And then after a while, I says, well, okay, I'll tell you what. When we go on the stand this time, we're going in the books. And so when we went in the books, that's what the guys wanted to do, the band, you know. We went in the books. They says, Lucky's valet came downstairs in the spot where you'd go down and have a little taste between sets, you know. He says, Lucky, you better come up here and see what these cats are doing up here. Lucky says, I'm not worried about them Western dogs. He says, well, we'll take care of them when we get up there. He said, yeah, but Lucky, he said, you don't know what's happening. He says, something going on up there, so you better come on up. Lucky came upstairs, and Lucky, it was a ball. Everything was real funny and comical and everything. Lucky came upstairs, and then I think we played about 10 or 15 minutes of Lucky's time. You know, we went overtime. You know. And when Lucky came on, I think it took him about 10 minutes to cool the crowd down, you know. So when he came on, he was in trouble, you know, and then he went in his book, but the numbers that he picked wasn't swinging. As soon as he finished, we came right back on him with that swing, you know, and the cats were swinging. Old Kansas City stuff, you know. Well, that was a beautiful night. We enjoyed it. We loved every bit of it, you know.
Was that your introduction to New York and the jazz scene?
That was our introduction to New York. And, you know, us guys in New York still talk about that.
Jay, I know they're about to call your plane here. I want to just say that as we look at the years and the way they tumble by, it must be for you in this rebirth. There was a time when there was a drought, and it seems that life is a little richer now. Is that true?
Tell the truth, yes, you know. Yes, it is. And, well, you know, it's, yeah. So, you know, we just try to carry it on and go along with the scene and whatever happening, you know.
You've been distilling and marinating and working this art form for a long time. That's the only way you can do it, isn't it?
That's the only way. Only way. That's true.
God bless. It's good to see you again.
And thank you so much. Bless you.